win by kicking a ball into the opposite goal. At the origin of football, it was into Great Britain, which you all know, guys, about United Kingdom, and it was created in the 18th century. And by time, football became popular. And we're gonna talk about today about our country's football story, which is Algeria. We're gonna also talk about the evolution of our national team before and after the independence. Also, we're gonna talk about the important clubs of our country.
On 11 April 1882, during the French occupation of Algeria era, the first Algerian club was formed in Iran. Louhannaise Club was founded by European settlers. And that's how football started in Algeria, but there is more. And also in 1882, they have founded a club called CS Constantine, the first Algerian Muslim club ever. And also, since those times, they are trying to form players and teams. Like that, they will form the national team. And in 1911, the French Football Federation creates a North African Championship representing the 3rd French Division, which became an official competition in 1921 after creation in 1920 of the 3 regional leagues in Oran, Algiers and Constantine. The winner of each league qualified to a North African Championship. And let's move on to the evolution of national team. But remember, before independence, that was the FLN team, so we're gonna speak about that, then we speak about after independence.
In 30 April 1956, during the War of Independence against France, the role of this team was primarily psychological in order to show French metropolitans that even professional footballers were involved in the case. A year before the formation of the FLN team, 2 former Algerian players and coaches decided to train in Tunisia. The first selection that will represent Algeria, they are Ahmed Ben Felloul and Habib Draour. In 1956, the team was finally formed, and they started a world tour that proved that the FLN team is existing, or Algeria is existing, because the Algerian team was not existing before independence, because the FIFA do not recognize this team in order for French. So they have won Brazil, Yugoslavia, Morocco 8-0, they've won Tunisia 8-0, Yugoslavia, they won Belgium, Germany. I mean, this team made a big success, and the popular players like Mohamed Marouche, Fadel Makhloufi, Allah Yahmou, they have known many successive and talented players that played in Algeria or out of Algeria. Now let's move on to the after independence period, and let's talk about the clubs. Now let's get started for the real football. Finally, Algeria is freed from the French occupation. The 5th July 1962, the date that every Algerian will remember this celebration. And in 1963, the Algerian Football Federation is organized and associated. And in 1963, the Algerian football is a part of the FIFA, the International Football Federation Association, and they can now qualify to World Cup qualifiers, Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers, and many competitions. And they can also create clubs like the MCA, ESMA, many more. Let's talk about this right now.
جميلة من كريم زياني، صعبة هنا ممتازة، ولا لا يا بابا يا بابا، الله 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 الله، جول جول، الله أكبر، وأي هدف، يا سلام على عنتر يحيى، أجمل هدف في العالم، هذا هو أجمل هدف في العالم. ياسين، عودة دفاع المنتخب الروسي، جمال مصباح باقي في الخلف، كل اللاعبين الروس في منطقتهم، ياسين ابراهيم يرفعها الى جول 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 جول، يا اسام، الله اكبر الله اكبر الله اكبر الله اكبر يا اسام، قلت لك باننا نشم في رائحة الهدف، الجزائريون يعودون يعدلون، يا رياض حطها في الجول، يا رياض حطها في الجول، يا رياض، با 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 جول، حطها في الجول يا رياض، حطها في الجول، حطها في الجول يا رياض، حطها في الجول.
كل التحية طبعا لمدربنا الكبير المغربي، جول يوسف، جول يوسف، جول يوسف، جول لبنايلي، جول، شنو هذا؟
The Algeria national football team represents Algeria in men's international football and is governed by the Algerian Football Federation. The team plays their home match at 5 July Stadium in Algiers and Military Stadium in Oran. Algeria joined FIFA on 1st January 1964, a year and a half after gaining independence, and they are also the current champions of the FIFA Arab Cup that played in 2021 in Qatar. The North African team has qualified for 4 World Cups in 82, 86, 2010 and 2014. Algeria has won the Africa Cup of Nations twice, once in the 1990s when they hosted the tournament in Algeria, and the final was played versus Nigeria in Algiers in the 5th July Stadium. And Algeria beat Nigeria 1-0, and that's how they won the 19th Africa Cup. And again in Egypt in 2019, they were also champions of the 2021 FIFA Arab Cup that hosted in Qatar. The traditional rivals of Algeria are mainly Egypt, Morocco and Tunisia. Algeria has also had very competitive matches against Nigeria, especially in 1980 during Algeria's best football generation, against Mali due to sharing a common border on and a long-standing competitive rivalry against Senegal, where Algeria's first global success began. For the Algerians, the biggest victory on the world stage was their 2-1 win against West Germany during the 1982 FIFA World Cup that was hosted in Spain, in which the African nation shocked all the world. Algeria has produced many talented players through history and is considered one of the best teams in African football history, like Ali Ben Sheikh, Rabah Majer, Beloubi, and many others. There are some who died and there are some who still alive. And at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, Algeria became the first African team and Arab team to score at least 4 goals in a match at World Cup, which was against South Korea when Algeria beat them 4-2 in the group stage. And to remind you guys, there was a very big dark years that the Algerian football team survived. It was between the 19th century and 2022. Algeria's golden era in the early 1990s, marked by the 19th Africa Cup of Nations victory, was disturbed by political unrest, and it was the civil war that happened in Algeria. the team's suspected performance were inconsistent, with notable highlights and disappointment, which were the 1994 disqualification of the AFCON, 98 disqualification of the AFCON, 2022 African Cup of Nations failed to advance from the group stage, and they finished also last of the group stage. However, the 24 tournament ended in a heartbreak with a loss to Morocco in extra time. The following years were marked by a decline with failures to qualify for a major tournament and a loss of momentum. Until Rabah Sa'dan have came and everything was changing. And by the help of Jamal Belmadi, Algeria could win the second African Cup of Nations in his history in Egypt 2019. And they have also won the FIFA Arab Cup together in 2021. And they have broken the record that Italy held by 35 matches without defeat until Equatorial Guinea defeated us in 2022 AFCON. However, we missed the World Cup 2022 that was in Qatar, and the Ivory Coast AFCON that we are eliminated in first group, and Belmadi decided to retire. And the current coach is now Vladimir Petkovic, and right now we are en route to World Cup 26. They are trying to qualify to this competition, and they are also qualified for the AFCON which is going to be hosted in Morocco 2025. And we wish all the lucks for our player and younger player. And that's it. I think you guys all know about our country's story before and after the independence. Thank you for watching and thank you for hearing. Now let's move on to the staff role that helped us to make this project.